Hi, I'm Trevor Lund of RevTrev.com, and in this week's episode of RevTrev TV, we are finishing up my interview with Mike Stickler of the Vision Group, Ltd.com. That's the Vision Group, is the name of the organization. And I want to talk today about why ministries need the Vision Group. Just through our conversations, these last three episodes, Mike, you've got a wealth of information and a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of experience for people who are needing to clarify their vision, needing to diversify their income, needing to know how to write grants. And what is the Vision Group? How did you get started with you started this organization, right?
I did.
How did you get started?
Well, years ago, I left. I've been selling things my whole life. I've been in business my whole life, and years ago, my pastor said to me, "Hey, there's a local homeless mission in town. They need a lay pastor. I think you should do it. Go down there and see what you can do to help them." I went down there. I was in my very early 30s. I'm 50 now, and went down there and started helping them. And the next thing I know, through just a funny bunch of circumstances, I end up the executive director there.
Mm-hmm.
And the founder and executive director of that mission had a mental breakdown, and I ended up being tapped for the position. Well, I stepped into it knowing how to sell, but I had no idea how to raise money. And at first, I made a lot of mistakes, but once I got a hold of it, we actually really thrived and ended homelessness in northern Nevada for a period of time.
You ended homelessness.
No, we did. We went from well over 1,000 people in shelters to under 125 people.
Wow. So, okay,
that's
that got me interested. What did you do? What was were you help them build homes, help them get homes? How do you end homelessness?
well, homeless. That's a whole nother interview.
I know.
The challenge is this. You have to come up with an encompassing approach to help people. And you have to figure out what the obstacles are and what perpetuates the need or the problem, and then come up with the solutions for the problem. So what we were able to do is work with the sheriff's department, the local government, and the agencies in the entire community, and develop a plan that was cohesive, raise the money to effectuate that plan, and then we walked through that plan, and it was a beautiful thing to watch. And what we did basically is create a community that if you were homeless and you wanted help, we would help you. If you were homeless and you were what I term the professionally homeless,
Mm-hmm.
then you needed to move on.
Okay. Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
And it made a big difference in our town.
Wow.
I mean, just a big difference.
I'm sorry, we got off topic.
Yeah.
The Vision Group. So you saw success there and ended homelessness.
So I went on to being a pastor from there, and what happened was people kept coming to me saying, "Hey, would you write this grant? Would you help us with this? You know, you were pretty effective there. Would you help us?" And so my wife and I were bivocational pastors, and my wife and I decided we would write some grants just to supplement our income, having no idea that the direction it was going to take us later on, 10 years later, was that we would have a full-blown organization with over 20 employees, and servicing organizations across the world.
Hmm.
And that's kind of the direction we went. We worked with some of the biggest ministries in the country. And recently, I have flipped that now. I have, what I found out after doing all of that is I ended up managing employees more than I was managing and helping people.
Hmm.
And so now we have 4 employees, because we have become strictly an educational organization where we educate and train and advise folks, ministries across the country on how to do this. Through that, since 1999, we produced tremendous amounts of material to help train and educate folks, and that's really our focus now.
Hmm. So what's kind of material do you have for people?
Well, typically our approach is this. We have materials in just about every facet and function of fundraising that you would need. Um, and what we do is we supply you with a curriculum of instructional tapes, audio, books, material, and we give you a lesson plan. And then what we also do is support you by inviting you to be part of specialized trainings every month on a particular topic that you set out to conquer, whether it's grant writing or developing major donors, which I call engaging philanthropy, or wanting to take your ministry global, or I mean, we just have how to get off to the right start, how to engage your community and grassroots. We have different modules that we call the best practice series that we invite ministries to get involved in and learn from us.
The one thing I looked at first was your whole grant writing material, and I just you made me smile when you got this ebook for the leaders of your church. You're a pastor, you know how that works. It's getting everyone behind the whole the vision for grant writing and why it's important. Um, you said you've done this with ministries around the world, so this is not just for U.S. ministries or organizations. It's similar in Canada, so I would assume it would work up here, but it's worked with other places too, in other.
Sure. The basics of what we call the heart of fundraising is really the heart of discipleship. I mean, that's what it boils down to, and really being able to change your approach and your heart towards development, especially when it comes to just raising money.
Oh.
And that works with every human being across the planet. We have clients in Ethiopia. We have clients in Egypt. We have clients in London. We have clients all over the place. And now the approach, especially when it comes to grant writing, is a little different, or the pool of funders. In other words, there's not as many wealthy people in Ethiopia,
right,
as there are in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And so helping them work that through is a challenge often, and helping them get to that point. But we can do it, and that's our focus.
Well, that's exciting. A couple of weeks ago, I went and I checked where my newsletter goes out to, and I was totally blown away that it goes out to 78 different countries of the world already. And I'm like, that it's like, it's Iran, it's North Korea, it's all these places where I don't know how it gets through the filters, but in China. But it's good to hear that it's about discipleship at its core. So I mean, that's transferable everywhere. That's great. So you're training people. One of your things is training people how to write good grants, right? Grants that get results. So tell us about you've got a whole package here with the Complete Christian Foundation Guide and all these different things. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, first off, most grant writing courses is about writing, not winning.
That's true. Yeah.
And you know what? If you don't win the money, what's the point?
That's also true.
And so my focus, I have learned over the years what it takes to win, how to get into the funding round. And quite frankly, if you take the steps that and take the approach that we share with you, you'll actually get in the funding round, and then the proposal is secondary. It's important. It's only worth basically about a third of the approach. 2/3 of it is how to do it and how to get through. And then secondly, I'm following up with what I call a groovy proposal. And so you have to be able to do all of those things. And most people think, and the way it's taught across the world, is just write a groovy proposal. Well, that's like, the way I suggest that's like trying to find a date by writing a letter. Okay, if you find you write a really great letter to all the women that you think might be interested. If some of them answer, you should be concerned. Okay, and so in the same way, we want to focus on winning. So what we do is we teach you how to win. We teach you the steps and the process and the tips that it takes to get into the funding round. Our package is $399. I want to make everybody be able to afford it. So you get over 15 hours of material. You get a foundation guide with 250 pages that describe to you where Christian foundations are. We give you 12 sessions with me on the phone through a webinar kind of approach and question and answers on how to learn those 12 secrets. We give you an audio system so you can listen, which is really supportive to the video system of training. We give you a manual that's hundreds of pages that guides you through step by step on how to write a great proposal. It's all material I produced over the years, and it's material that is already done. So it just makes it real easy to make it affordable.
Well, and that's amazingly affordable, because I know organizations here in Canada that have paid $1,500 just for that database of names of people that they could approach.
Sure.
No clue how to write it, no clue how to approach them, nothing with everything. Just getting that information is not worth the $1,500 as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
So,
Right.
So if people wanted, who would be interested in this? Is this something that a pastor should be looking at? Is it someone like, do I have someone in my congregation that this is better for, or are you focused mainly on the leadership here to get it past that? You need the leadership involved anyway. So
well, in my mind, it takes two people to win funding, and they're typically not the same person. It typically takes one person who can cast a vision and share it as a verbal communicator. That's typically the pastor or someone that's a leader within the organization. And then it takes someone that is a great writer that can communicate in writing what the other person said verbally. And so it really is if you're going to write grants, you need both people in your organization. So this person can be a congregation member, or it could be a great business person that wants to be involved. And then the best thing, why every ministry, especially churches, should be involved in writing grants, is that it's the best return on investment. The hours invested are going to give you greater return than any other form of fundraising.
That's a really good way to look at it. We spend so much time doing the necessary that take a step back and say, okay, well, what's the important and what should I focus on? That's so important. I want to thank you, Mike. I just really appreciated our conversation, and really thank you for all that you're doing for the kingdom. This is amazing material, and if people want to check it out, they can go to your website at what's your website again? You tell it to me this time.
Vision Group. It's visiongroupLTD.com. And we also, just so you know, we offer 4 free trainings every month for people to be involved in. And I encourage anybody that has a passion for the Lord, wants to change their community, wants to get the community get to know Jesus Christ, to take advantage of those 4 trainings.
That's great. And are those on a particular night every 4 times a month? Is it scheduled, or do we need to go to the site to check that out?
You need to go to the site, and there's a form there you just fill out, and we'll send you an invitation to the next coming webinar.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Mike. It's been a real treat, and I want to thank everyone for watching this episode of RevTrev TV, and be sure to check out Mike's site at
thevisionltd.com.
Okay, since you said that, I won't edit that out. That's great. Anyway, take care, Mike. All the best, and have a great day. We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
This episode has been brought to you by Expectancy Press, resources that impart hope and empower destiny. When you choose to purchase products from expectancypress.com, you're supporting the work of Expectancy Ministries. Are you a little afraid to do what God's told you to do? Get a copy of How Big Is Your Butt by Trevor Lund today.